and this is m into g, right? Okay. So this is the force of attraction between the mass of, this is the force of attraction with which the object is moving downward. But from the Newton's law of gravitation, once again the force of attraction is equal to g m1 m2 upon r square. This is the formula, actual formula of Newton's law of gravitation. Here we are taking the two objects as the earth and the other object. So we can write capital letter M and small letter m. Mass of the earth, mass of the object, and then the distance. This distance is actually from center of the earth to the center of object. Center of earth, okay. Compared to the size of the earth, the object is very small. So the object can be considered as a point object. So from the center of earth to the object, that is the distance. That is the distance. And this distance, it is equal to r, radius of earth, plus the height of object. That is the height above which it is placed. So instead of r, we can write F equal to g capital M small m upon r plus h whole square. So this is also the force of attraction. If we compare these two relations, we get m into g equal to g m over r plus h whole square, right? R plus h whole square. On simplifying, we get g equal to g m upon r plus h whole square. Now once again we can simplify it. How? Since the radius of earth is very large, radius of earth, I just write that 6400 kilometer, and the object is placed at some height. This may be equal to 10 meter or 20 meter. Compared to the value of 6400 kilometer, the height of object, it may be 10 meter or 20 meter. So compared to this value, the 10 meter is very small. Once again, the r is very greater than h. In that case, it can be neglected. H can be neglected. That is g equal to gm upon r square. This is the simple relation between small g and capital G. Acceleration due to gravity and gravitational constant. From this relation, we are able to find out that how much is the acceleration due to gravity on every planet. Here we are talking about the earth. The same concept can be used on other planet also, on other celestial body also. So that g equal to gm upon r square. This is the simple relation. In this case, you can see that acceleration due to gravity, that means the object is falling towards the earth with some acceleration, that is depending on only the mass of the planet, mass of the earth, not depending on the mass of object. From the relation itself, we can say that the acceleration due to gravity depends only on the mass of earth and also depends on the radius of earth. So that means totally the acceleration produced in the object is independent of the mass of object, size of object, everything. It only depends on in which planet it is moving. So that is g equal to gm upon r square. So g proportional to mass, g inversely proportional to square of the radius. If we increase the size of planet, then the acceleration due to gravity decreases. Increase the mass of planet, acceleration due to gravity increases. So they are directly proportional to each other. Here one thing, we assumed the earth is exactly spherical, but actually the earth is not exactly spherical. The earth is somewhat elliptical, means its radius on different side are not same. Radius on different side are not same. That means along the poles and along the equator, the radius of earth is not same. That's why we say the shape of earth is geoid. This is the shape of earth, like this. It is not exactly the spherical. Let us take, this is the equator and this one is pole. Here you see, let us take these 2 points AB, CD. Now AB is equatorial diameter, CD is polar diameter, and both the diameters are different in length. That's why I take that radius of earth, that is average radius of earth. It is not exact actual value of radius of earth. Here let us take, this is center of earth, right? So now we can take the OC or OD. It is the polar radius or radius across pole. That is radius across the poles. And this is radius across equator. This is radius across equator. Both the radius are different. The equatorial radius is somewhat greater than the polar radius by approximately equal to 21 kilometers. Equatorial radius, it is slightly greater than the polar radius. Along the equator, the radius is greater. That's why from the relation G equal to Gm upon R square, if G is great, if R is greater, G will be lesser. Here we have the equatorial radius is greater than the polar radius, then the acceleration due to gravity on the equator is less than the acceleration due to gravity on the pole. Means, if we take any place on the equator and drop any object from a certain height, it falls towards the earth with some acceleration. The same object is taken to the poles and is dropped from the same height. And at the pole also the object moved downward with some acceleration, but the acceleration produced in both the places is different. On the equator the acceleration is less, and on the poles the acceleration due to gravity is greater. This is how we. So acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface is also not same at every place, but the average value, that means from the equator to pole, if we move from equator to pole, the acceleration due to gravity increases. The average value of acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface, that is calculated as 9.8 meter per second square. This is the value of acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface, but it is average value of acceleration due to gravity, not the actual value. This is how the G is changing on the earth's surface. On the other planets also G is changing. That can also be calculated, right? This is how the G is. So the acceleration due to gravity, the variation of acceleration due to gravity depends on some other factors. It is depending on the size, that is radius. It also depends on the mass. On the other factor also depends, right? This is about the acceleration due to gravity. The remaining things we will discuss in the next video.